Hello, guys and gals. This is Undertale narration part. I want to say part 4 or 5. I don't know. I will have it in the description and the title when I figure it out. I just wanted to make this video real quick. I don't remember exactly what I said that we were going to go over in the last one because it's been a while since I made one of these videos. I do actually have Undertale now, and I've seen all the playthrough of Undertale except for the Genocide run. But speaking of the Genocide run, I think we will probably talk mainly this episode about Chara, the origin of the Golden Flowers, a little bit about Azrael, and we'll go from there. Basically, you don't meet Chara until you do the Genocide run. Now, the story behind Chara is that she was the first human. And when you actually create a character, you name the protagonist, you're actually naming the fallen human. The first human to fall into the underground. The one that was adopted by Asgore and Toriel, the king and queen. And the adopted sibling to Azrael. Anyways, let's first of all talk about the origin of the Golden Flowers. You see, the first human, there was after the war, and after the monsters had been, imprisoned underground, the first human falls down, and they're welcomed with open arms by the king and queen, Asgore and Toriel. Now, and Azrael too, to a certain extent. I'm not exactly sure how old Azrael was when the first human fell through. You'd have to ask Toby Fox that. But in all the art that I've seen of young Azrael, he looks to be about 6, 7. I'm not really sure. So it varies. Basically, and maybe monsters age differently than humans, because it could be that Asgore and Toriel are actually like a couple thousand years old. And it was said that they quit aging when they had a child, and that they would then age with their child. But since Azrael died when he was young, they basically quit aging. And I'm not exactly sure how valid that is. Again, that's probably purely speculation. But again, this is all going to tie into Chara. We'll call her Chara, even though you actually named the fallen child when you play the game. By default, her name is Chara. I'm going to say her. I think it's probably a gender-neutral thing. But though Chara is usually seen as female. Anyways, story goes that Chara fell into the underground, and Azrael found her and took her home, and they became brother and sister. They basically adopted the human, and things were going good. I mean, they got along really well, and I'm not exactly how long Chara was there before the tragic thing happened. Now, this might be speculation, but I believe that Chara probably ate buttercups. I mean, on one of the VHS tapes that Alphys had in the True Lab, in the True Paths of Ascending, there was a sound clip of Chara and Azrael talking and talking about how they had used buttercups in a pie instead of butter, and it made Asgore really, really sick. And it's also widely known that monster food has a different effect on humans. And my personal theory is that I don't think that Chara's intentions were entirely pure when she climbed the mountain and fell in. I'm under the impression, just from what I've read, that she might have been evil to begin with. And she basically realized that if she died and was able to get Azrael to absorb her soul, then she would have partial control over Azrael and great power. And I believe that it was probably her intention to start another war between the humans and the monsters. But again, it's widely known that Chara ends up becoming a psychopath, which is kind of tragic, really. Anyways, but let's talk about history first and the history of the golden flowers. Now, in Chara's village, in the center of the village, there were these golden flowers. And it was Chara's dying wish that Azrael take her, to the village. And him being a boss monster and him having her soul inside of him, he was able to cross the barrier easily. And so he took Chara's body, to her village. And that's when the humans attacked him, lethally hurt him, and then he just didn't retaliate. And it's probably what Chara wanted was for him to, like wipe out the village, but he didn't. And if you really think about it, his name being, he has the Riel of Toriel, but only the As of Asgore. So he was basically more in line with his mother's worldview of peaceful pacifism than the kill or be killed thing. The stance that he adapted later when he became a flower. Anyways, but the underground hadn't seen golden flowers before. That's my belief, anyways. Now, when Azrael went to the village, he got flower seeds in his fur. They stuck to him. You know this because in the True Lab there will be one of the notes that Alphys left behind. Said, well, when she was working with the golden flowers, she said, "Oh, these spores. I mean, these seeds are sticky," and that also is basically how Flowey was created, anyways, because he basically brought the seeds with him unintentionally, stuck to his fur and his clothing, and when a monster dies, they turn to dust, and their essence is spread over whatever they turn to dust on. And it would have been the first golden flower patch because all the seeds were stuck to his fur. But yeah, that's where the golden flowers initially came from, I believe. Was from Azrael's first encounter with the humans, when he went through the barrier to fulfill Chara's final wish. And then he brought the flowers back with him, unintentionally. And now the golden flowers are basically used for everything, like golden flower tea and stuff like that. Anyways, of course, there were apparently flowers down there called buttercups, but I don't know if that refers to the golden flowers or not, or if that's a completely different flower. But again, it's a theory, and I'm probably wrong. Anyways, Chara was well, at least in the genocide run, from what I've read. Like I say, I haven't done the genocide run. I haven't seen any playthroughs of the genocide run, but one of the things about the genocide run that they don't really tell you is that once you do the genocide run, you can't really get the true ending again because basically doing a genocide run corrupts your game files, which is true. Undertale really wants to punish you for doing the genocide run to the point to where you can't actually get the good ending ever again. Even if you reset and do a true pacifist run again, you'll never be able to get the true ending because it taints your game files, which is in a way ingenious, and it also has drawn some criticism from critics, especially people who just think the genocide route is really boring because all it is killing everything. And I think that's part of the point. The game really has a moral viewpoint that it pushes, and sometimes people don't really like that. But yeah, it's got a lot of different unique concepts. Another thing that'll happen sometimes that I don't know, I think it's unique, is that sometimes the game will just shut itself down. and it's supposed to do that. I know that in some walkthroughs or playthroughs, someone has probably thought the game was over because the game shut down. That isn't exactly true, because you have to open the game up again and then something different happens. And again, it's just all clever coding. And there are several instances where the game will literally crash, and it's supposed to. Anyways, in the Genocide run, I think you mainly play as Chara, whereas if you're doing a neutral or, well, I know that if you're doing a true pacifist run, you play as Frisk. I mean, that's actually your name. Not the name you assign him or her. It's, you play as Frisk. And Frisk is like the opposite of Chara. And it's been said that Frisk falling into the underground awakens Chara because of his determination. And plus that Chara, once she died, she was mummified, and then she was buried, underneath exactly where humans land to get into the underground. Now every human that fell down had a different colored soul, and the souls all have meanings. All the different colors have meanings. I don't know what the meanings are, but I've seen pictures that had, one was like bravery and red being determination. Anyways, both Chara and Frisk share the same color of heart, or the same colored soul, determination. And it was determination that basically resurrected Chara's spirit and brought about the Genocide run, supposedly. But yeah, then that's also why you don't see a red soul. Well, you actually do see a red soul one that has your name on it, but but if you go to it, it's empty or something, because the mummified remains of Chara were actually buried, in the ruins, to be closer to where her home was. Anyways, but yeah, it looks like it's been about 12 minutes, and usually that's where we do this. I don't know what we'll talk about in the next one. I do plan to start posting my playthrough of Undertale. I'm in the process of trying to find a decent screen capture, video capture thing for my gaming, but the internal software isn't exactly supported, and so it's just been really tough. Kind of needs to be free, a free service or something, just a way to basically do things easier, as I guess. But yeah, as always, I appreciate all the views. If you do like this, like, subscribe, share, comment, donate if you want to. All the information in the description below. I love making these videos, and I'm back after a little bit of a hiatus. As always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.